Hello, YouTube. It's Monique's Journey. Welcome back. Today it is Friday, October 10, 10, 2014. Yeah, pretty cool. And last week I was 178 point something, 178.1. Oh, there it is in my notes. This week, 174. It's a 4.1 pound loss. What the heck is that about? 4.1? Never had that. Now, last week I did have that 1 pound gain. So if we subtract that, it's 3.1. But still 3.1? Rock frickin' awesome. Yeah, high five. So five. Yeah, oh, my dog doesn't like that. And so that brings me down to 44 pounds lost. 44. And if you follow my journey, you happen to know that I am 44 too, which is, I consider a magic number because you write it forward, you write it backwards, 44, it's always the same. So I had to celebrate. And I went shopping. I went shopping with my sister. And my sister has had some size changes as well recently. So she also relates to me as far as I don't know what size I am. So it was really comfortable to shop with her and to be able to shop in the same store as her, which is something she noted today that we've never been able to do. And yeah, so that was really super cool. So I bought a pair of pants, got a couple sweaters, a few scarves, pair of shoes, and a dress that I completely did not intend on buying, but I tried it on just on a whim, and it looked so darn cute. Damn it! I went to the store, and every time I turned around, the sales lady was like, "Hey, did you see this?" I'm like, "Damn it! Stop showing me stuff, lady! I don't have the money." Well, I haven't bought in a while, so it was fun, but it was a little bit. Somebody please restrain me. I sense perhaps a transfer addiction coming on. Yeah, so shopping in some stores that I've never shopped in. That was an awesome little NSV there. And getting to spend time with my sister who lives 4 hours away is also really cool. And since it's my 4 month, oh, and here's another really cool one too. Look at this. I can zip up my jacket. Oh yeah. So this is a Lululemon sweater that I got for Christmas probably 2 years ago maybe. And I didn't have the heart to tell my spouse that it didn't quite fit. So I would squeeze myself in it every now and again so he didn't think I'd thrown it out. But it definitely wasn't comfortable. Or I would walk around with it unzipped. And I love the little sleevey things. That's just my thing. And yeah. So now I can wear it. So that's pretty cool. And oh, I have these knee-high or fairly high on the calf boots, and this week I was able to zip them up while wearing tights, which usually what I end up doing is I scrunch them down and zip them up so that they sit well, but this week I was able to zip them up while they were all the way up. And yeah, people at work are calling me small. It's funny, people who aren't usually good at noticing. So let's say, the married gentlemen who are kind of in their computers or such, one of them came up to me and said, "You look like you lost weight." And I said, "Well, yes, I had weight loss surgery." And he says, "No, he goes, not with the surgery." I'm like, I have to explain to him, he's not from this country. And I'm like, "No, it's a surgery for my stomach." And he's like, "Oh." And he just had this puzzled look to me. So then he shakes it and says, "Well, you look really great." Isn't it? I thought that was funny. It was really cute. My daughter did my hair this week. Hey, Sarah! It looks really good to see Mommy did her hair today. So that was a lot of fun. And my Slim Band sisters and I have encouraged each other to log our food. So this is, I think, 4 or 5 days on my FitnessPal. I'd have to check. But it's been a long time since I've done something like that. So yay me. Yeah. So I thought it would be a good time to talk about persistence or consistency or it's the not giving up, determination. Um, I've had some issues at work, and I've talked about this before, where it's a new job. It's a new company. Pace is different than I'm used to. The language is a little bit different. The environment's a little bit different, and I made the leap from being an individual contributor to a manager. It's been a challenge, and I've been there for 4 months, and I'm still struggling, and I can feel the disappointment kind of just sort of settling in over me. And it's funny, I'm just trying so hard to impress them, and then recently, yesterday, occurred to me, I'm not really at that place now where I can impress, and I've done so much disappointing that I should just be trying to show competence. And and going back to basics. It's funny because I love watching the back to basics weight loss videos, and it resonated, or occurred to me, it's like, crap, a lot of the stuff that I'm struggling with is stuff I know how to do on a small scale. So if I do my small stuff, then you know, they'll help me out, right? But right now it just looks like I'm running around with chicken with my head cut off. So do the small stuff. And then this morning I was playing one of my favorite, actually the only game I play on my phone, which is 2048, where you're sliding little numbers around, and you have to match them up and everything else. And whenever I would look at the bigger picture, I would inadvertently the puzzle board would get overwhelmed, and I would get almost to the point of losing. And then I was like, okay, just focus on the small ones. So going from 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16. Just focus on that small little square and do that. And sure enough, I go back to focusing on the small little thing, and the bigger picture takes care of itself. All of a sudden, everything's lining up, and I can match things, and I'm back into not being in trouble. And then I get a little cocky again, and I start to try to move the big stuff up at the top, and then things get piled up again, and I go back to focusing on those small 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16 matches, and bam, it clears up again. And I did this a couple of times, and then I went, oh, focusing on those daily little habits will help the big picture take care of itself. Oh, maybe I could apply this to my work. Maybe I can, and really I've been applying this to my weight loss as well. Looking at those little habits, focusing on those micro habits instead of looking at the macro level, and really working on one or two little habits at a time have been really the key to my success. And so I need to take that learning from weight loss and apply it to my new job. Um, you know, but I also thought it'd be a good time to look at those habits and see where I'm at. So one of them, measure food. It's become so habitual for me to measure my food at home. I don't even think about grabbing the scale. It just kind of automatically pops off. I keep it on the microwave, toss it on the counter, and I'm measuring. I measure food and I proportion food out. So as soon as I'm making something large, my habit is to pack it up small in little containers, which I think I've shown before, little 1 cup containers from Ziploc. And I've got some smaller ones as well. And, it's just like, oh, pull the scale out, measure it, put it in containers, put it in the freezer. It's become so habitual that now I don't even have to think about it, which is great. Because, before I would probably, as I'm packing up the food, eat part of the food, or just go, oh, that's not enough to put it in the container, I'm just going to eat it anyways. Things of that sort. So it's good. I'm really tickled with that habit. And exercise. Exercise has really become habit number 2. It is just I haven't run this week because I've discovered I'm more of a warm weather runner, and frankly, the whole week's been crazy. We had a family friend, a young man, killed in a motorcycle accident, so that turned part of my week upside down. Helping support those folks, and of course, work is going crazy. I went and got my hair done one night after work. So there's just been zero time. And it's dark, but I did join the gym. So I just have to go get my little passes and such, and I'm good to go there. So I signed up. I'm signed sealed. I just need to be delivered. So those two, I think I'm really good. Chewing, which is another habit that I really need to do with my band. I think I'm about 75% of the time good at it, but I'm still catching myself unconsciously shoveling. So I give myself, a medium on that. Like I'm more on the yellow. Drinking water is not quite a consistent habit, and I crave it, which is good. So I know I can drink the water, but today I went the whole day without drinking, and then I had, 4 glasses when I got home. Not like chugged 4 glasses, but I've had 4 glasses, so I'm almost caught up on my water. Vitamins, I'm fairly consistent with. Positive self-talk. So there's a good one. I am getting really good at recognizing my successes and, um, being proud of who I am in my weight loss. But I think I've transferred the negative chats to work, because my boss would say something, I'm like, yeah, I really suck at this, and da da da. And I'm just so negative in my thoughts and what have you, and down about not succeeding, because frankly, I'm used to being a rock star at work, and right now I'm not. So I need to fix that. So positive self-talk, banishing the negative stuff doesn't mean just moving it to another part of my life. It means getting it out of my head completely. So, yes, so that's there. Logging my food. So I talked about my sisters, Slim Band sisters, helping me with that, and that's really good. And then the other one that I think is important that people don't talk a lot about is sleep. I know myself, I know my body, and I know that I am not good unless I've had my sleep. So I have to go to bed at a reasonable hour in order for me to get up and be successful. And this week, with my dad being sick, I've gone back and forth to my hometown several times, and usually I need one down day on the weekend to be able to recharge in order to be able to go through the week. And I haven't been doing that. And so on Monday, I had a horrible day. It was just, I think if somebody had offered me a job, and actually told a coworker this, if somebody offered me a job scooping poop behind elephants at the circus, I would have jumped at it. Scooping poop, seriously, I'm way better than scooping poop. Not that scooping poop's a bad thing, but I mean it's smelly, and I'm a girl, and I like to wear pretty stuff. So, I just, what was I thinking? That I would, thank goodness the circus was not in town, because I probably would have taken that job. So uh, so I looked at it, I recognized it for what it is, and I took a day off work. So I booked today off, today Friday, and I called it my sleep-in day. So I actually slept until 10, which is pretty big for me. And, yeah, so back on track. It's all good. Life is good. And, yes, so sleep. Get your sleep or get your rest. Allow yourself to recharge, because we have busy lives. We we tend to forget that we're not designed to run full throttle 14, 16, 18 hours. It's just not who we are. And when we do that, when we exceed our capacity, it shows up in other ways. It shows up in late night snacking. It shows up in not wanting to exercise. It shows up in craving carbs. It shows up in a lot of places. So taking care of myself is a huge priority right now. And being kind to myself. So that's, always how I end my videos, but knowing and understanding that there's always an opportunity for redemption. That every choice I make is an opportunity to choose better. So if I do slip up, so this week they actually had a bake sale at work. I took my $5 bill, I handed it over, and I bought one samosa and one pumpkin tart, and I told them to keep the change, because I didn't want to have any money on me to buy later on. But I ate that with my lunch. And so by the time I finished the last bite of pumpkin tart, I was overfull. I was stuck, right? Not stuck, but I could feel it. It was uncomfortable. I walked around. I went for a walk a little bit and such, and you know, the feeling went away. But I definitely had exceeded my capacity, and it was very interesting to feel that. So I think it was the first time I've done that in a long time, and that would have been easy for me to go, oh, I blew the day. I'm gonna just let it go and, you know, move on. But instead, when I got home, I only had 3 chicken wings. I had some kale chips and lots of water and stuff, and it was all good. When I finished logging it, it was 1500. So it wasn't a disaster day. Usually I try to stay in a 1200 range. So it wasn't ridiculous, but it could have been a lot worse. And had I not been able to stop and recognize that downward spiral and say, oops, you know what, I had a little bit too much, but I can still, I'm just going to course correct right now. Whereas in the past, I might have said, well, I blew this day, let's just go ahead and eat whatever we want. So the fact that I can stop and I can recognize that, I think is a really good thing, and I'm super proud of that. And now we're well over 16 minutes, almost 17 minutes. So I'm going to say thank you to all my subscribers at 42. Oh my God, that's so cool. And hello to all my new subscribers. Welcome, welcome. And don't forget to be as kind to yourself as you are to others. If you are in Canada, happy Thanksgiving this weekend. I hope you all enjoy some wonderful company with your family. And remember, it's not just about the food, but it's about the relationships. So you can go ahead and have a little bit extra or enjoy your Thanksgiving, but you know, that next moment, go back to who you are. Because if we're good 90% of the time, if we're on point 90% of the time, that extra 10% or that one meal every now and again, not gonna kill, not gonna hurt the journey. Right? Let's look at that long picture. Look at, it's like a trek down a mountain. Sometimes the hills go up, sometimes the hills go down, but overall, if you look, you're actually losing altitude as you get down to sea level, and that's what we're doing. So the individual days don't really matter as much when you're looking at your weight as the whole trend downwards. So I was up last week. I'm down this week. It's all good, right? It's all good. So be as kind to yourself as you are to each other, and happy Thanksgiving. Bye.